Oh, come on, you're breaking my balls, Hans. You're breaking my balls. Welcome in to the Bro 4 Squad podcast. This is episode 81, and we're just a bunch of bros drinking beer and talking movies. This is our 4th of July special. I actually think it's the first 4th of July special we've done, even though we've been a thing for like 3.5 years. I'm your host, Jeff Hornacek, and before we get started, we have to go around and meet the fellow bros, of course. First, we go into the lab to the mad scientist, Brian Banner. Now, Banner, our goal every 4th of July is to not pull a Jason Pierre-Paul and blow ourselves up. So how would you say preparations are coming so far, in your scientific opinion, this year?
Pretty good. I've got all the chest plates like Marty McFly made in Back to the Future 3 made. So, yeah, we're moving along nicely.
Are they furnace lids, just like the one he got?
Yeah, they're exact replicas. I mean, it worked for him. Why would it not work for us?
No, I was going to say, I'm a purist, so don't give me something that's like not that,
Yeah.
Fashion and function. I love it.
Heard of it?
And how could we do a pod for the 4th of July without the American hero, Nate Thurmond? Now, Nate, let me throw a scenario at you. If a baseball game were being played inside of a Walmart right next to the bakery and all the apple pies, would you agree that that is the most American thing to ever exist?
Yeah, I mean, the bakery makes sense as long as you got the Hostess, the Twinkies right nearby. And I'm hoping that there's the pharmacy section right by the diabetes medicine, because that would just be a home run, pun intended.
The diabetes medicine that insurance won't cover.
Yeah.
You can't forget about the Natty Light, too.
The Natty Light.
Which, Natty Light at Walmart is never, like, in the beer section. It's always stacked in the middle of, like, aisles because it's on
$14.39.
Right, because they're just trying to move it so much. I think Nate Thurmond and I fell victim in college one time. I believe it was Keystone Light. It was an impulse purchase, but we were walking the aisles and saw it for, I believe it was $12.99 for a 30-pack, right?
It was something ridiculous. It was under $15, yeah.
It was God daring us to not get drunk. And
well, guess we're getting drunk tonight.
I was like, yeah, kind of now. Fuck that test I have tomorrow. All right, if you have not listened to our show before, even if you have, thank you guys so much for checking us out. And we start every episode off. Our first discussion topic is the most important thing in any bro's life, and that is Chest Day. So our Chest Day today, it is America's 243rd Independence Day. After you're listening to this, it might be tomorrow, but we wanted to celebrate by drinking 243 beers. And as we're doing that,
How much research did you do to look up what birthday it is?
So I tried to Google what Independence Day is this, and Google wouldn't help that much. So I had to actually do the math and subtract 1770 or 2019 from 1776. Yeah. I could be wrong. Maybe I did the math wrong. So someone will let us know, I'm sure, in the comments.
I can promise you can tell me it's our 500th birthday, and I'd believe you. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just can't believe you did that much research.
There are some people on Twitter that think 2019 means it's like the 2019th year of America, because that's clearly how the Gregorian calendar started. Anyways, I digest. Instead of drinking 243 beers, we want to talk about some of our favorite movies to watch around this time of year. And if you're listening to us outside of the United States, I know we have some European listeners like our boy Henrik, don't tune out because, one, please, and two, this has nothing to do with politics or government, I promise you. But what this is about is the beauty of our show. We can just fly by the seat of our pants. There's no real format. We each picked one of our favorite films that either involve blowing stuff up or blatant over-the-top patriotism or whatever criteria Banner decided to use. So let's open up the floor with our movie of choice for this week. And Banner, since I just mentioned you, why don't you bat lead off? What is a movie or movies that reminds you of the 4th of July, and what about it specifically?
So this movie, I don't think actually has anything to do with the 4th of July, but it's very America to me. And Geiger's going to love this. It's Stripes.
Okay.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah. There's
Solid.
just something about like a degenerate joining the army and then like saving the United States and just how the whole thing goes. And it has one of my favorite lines in it. That's the fact, Jack. I love that line. But that movie always just kind of reminds me of America, and it's a good one. It's one that I actually don't go back and rewatch a whole lot.
That may have been the first time I saw boobs.
It definitely was the first time I saw boobs.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there was a name for this like comedy group, but like the whole Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, John Candy
John
type.
Candy.
Did they have like a name back then, or were they just the guys that fuck shit up that everyone
Yeah.
just?
I don't know if they had a name or like a gang name or gang signs, but I would put them up against any group now, and they'd probably still win.
Because it's also directed by Ivan Reitman, who obviously did Ghostbusters and all that, and his son Jason is doing the new Ghostbusters movie. So this was back in a day and age. You kind of see it now, but like you had your crew in Hollywood, and those were your ride or dies. Like you just fucking stuck with them, and usually made good movies. I can't think who's the guy's fucking name that did like Blazing Saddles and Spaceballs.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. Yeah, Mel Brooks had like a really. I think there was actually a lot of overlap because I know Harold Ramis worked with Mel Brooks a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the new age like? Were they called the Frat Pack? Like Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson, Will Ferrell, and all them.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn, Jack Black would show up
Vince Vaughn, the Frat Pack.
Yeah, and I don't think that lasted as long as I would have liked. Like the Bill Murray.
The early aughts, like the old school Wedding Crashers kind of stuff.
Yep, I think even like Anchorman, because like Ben Stiller shows up in one of those dodgeball. But the Ivan Reitman, Bill Murray group, especially with Stripes, might have been their first movie.
I don't know.
Caddyshack was. When was Caddyshack?
Yeah, I think Caddyshack was before Stripes.
But it'd be
almost positive.
Yeah, 1 year before, 1980.
Yeah.
But that was again that was their version of the early aughts when they were just running shit. Like if one of their movies came out, you had to go see it. Otherwise, you're a fucking loser.
So
beaten off in the corner at the party.
It was one time.
Is that the right terminology?
Oh, people don't forget.
Another guilty pleasure of mine, another movie that just is all about America, and sue me because I like them, is the National Treasure movies.
Yes.
They're so much fun.
Give me a third one, dude.
My wife
makes fun of me so much for liking them.
If that's one of those movies, if it's on TV, I'm not turning the channel.
No, and it's on TV a lot, so I get stuck on TNT a lot.
You know what sucks too is it's on Netflix and it's like watch it again, and I'm like, you know what? Okay. I will. You insist. And then I think I've mentioned this on a previous pod. Every 4th of July, I actually go back and watch the Captain America trilogy. Started with just the first Captain America. Obviously, when Winter Soldier came out, I added that one, and so on and so forth. But every 4th of July or around early July, I try and watch the Captain America trilogy.
You'd think that we were sponsored by FX as much as we talk about them, but I actually saw that that's what they're playing. I don't know if it's all day on the 4th of July or just a lot, but they're playing the original Captain America.
That's awesome.
So good for them. It's just being smart. Anything else, Brian?
No, those are, I mean, I could probably go on for days, but those are kind of the 3 America movies that I like.
Before we toss it to Nate, actually, I'll give you credit for this honorable mention because you brought it up before, Pod, but the fireworks scene in Sandlot.
Only night game of the year.
God, such a cool fucking line. I think, is it over the top to say it's an iconic scene?
No, not at all.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, we'll get to that. But the scene with the fireworks and all that, I don't know. That's like the quintessential.
That I would even say that movie itself, not only because of that scene, but like it's just such a good summer movie, and the 4th of July says summer. I don't know, just hanging out with your boys, playing ball every day, making out with Wendy Peppercorn. Like, it doesn't get any better than that.
It's true. All right, Nate, what do you have for a movie that reminds you of the 4th of July?
So I'm glad you mentioned blowing shit up because one of the most iconic, in my opinion, 4th of July movies is Independence Day. Yeah, growing up, I mean, that was one of the first original, like, big blockbuster blowing shit up type of movies. It had Will Smith in it right after Fresh Prince in his heyday when he was coming out with Getting Jiggy With It and all that kind of stuff. So, which
one at a time, ladies.
I think may have been the first CD I bought. I can't remember. Millennium, I think was it.
What a cool fucking name for an
I
album.
know.
Millennium, I know. It came out in like 1999. It was fantastic.
Shit.
With a little Wicca Wild Wild West on it.
You have you have managed to throw that in. Like, I think it was our Men in Black commentary where you rap like the whole first verse.
Wicca Wild Wild West.
Jim West,
Desperado,
Desperado.
Rough Rider. No, you don't want nada. Of course.
Listeners
I
are
break it out
dropping
some of the time too when I'm more drunk.
It looks really funny because you're drinking like a cup of Cab Sav or something like that while you're rapping this.
It's a $2 Chuck Merlot.
class.
Class. And then you throw out the word iconic. Talk about iconic fucking speeches. Bill Pullman throwing out that this is our Independence Day.
We will not go quietly into the night.
Jesus.
You can't say it without screaming.
If you want to hear the whole speech, I don't remember what episode it was, but we put Independence Day up against
Armageddon.
Was it Armageddon in a Bro v Bro, and Jeff did the whole speech to win the point.
Oh yeah, I had Armageddon. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look right now, like what episode that was while we figure
I'm
this
gonna
out.
say like
That was
mid-50s. It was a while ago.
But literally one of the most iconic speeches in cinema. This still brings a tear to my eye and gets me rock hard whenever I hear it.
If a speech like that was actually given before the Revolutionary War, like it's episode 50 actually, exactly.
Oh, wow.
But no wonder England had no fucking chance.
I could have no pilot experience, which I don't. And if it was real life and heard that speech, I'd be fucking jumping in one
I'd
of
be
these
in a
F-16s
jet so
and
fast.
strapping in and driving it right up the asshole like Randy Quaid did.
Yeah, I mean, Randy Quaid was a role player, but after he heard that speech, he was like, I will score 30 points
I was
tonight.
gonna say he dropped 30 in Game 7.
Picked a hell of a day to quit drinking.
Is that what that's originally from?
That's the first time I know it's from, yeah.
What a great fucking line.
So we got that one, and then another great piece of Americana in cinema is Forrest Gump. So it's got pretty much everything you want in America. It's got the beginning of Elvis in there. It's got the Vietnam War. It's got entrepreneurism with Bubba Gump Shrimp coming from the ground up. It's got everything. You got people.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything. It pulls at your heartstrings at the end too.
Watergate's even referenced in it, right?
Yeah.
If I remember right?
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it's got him playing college football, another great American pastime. But I mean, Forrest Gump is one that really fits in with summer, and it goes through so much history, and it's cool because you can go through and be like, oh, if you're old enough, I remember that stuff. But
It's still crazy to me that Forrest Gump works as well as it does. Because if you would have pitched that to me as like a studio exec in a meeting, I'd be like, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Like, this guy's just gonna be like in the White House drinking Dr. Peppers.
Yeah, that's it. And you got shut in the buttocks.
All the ice cream you could eat.
All the ice cream. Lieutenant Dan. But yeah, that's a good point. Like, if someone pitched that, I'd be like, what the fuck?
I don't think it would work in a modern day as a modern day movie or even like a remake. I think that this is something that took advantage of its time of when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously of Tom Hanks just top of his game in it.
I think I could be wrong, and if he's listening to this, he's gonna cuss me out if I am. But I think Geiger does not like Forrest Gump.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
He's listening. He's shouting out like, "It's because this part's fucking stupid," is what he's saying. It's probably on the treadmill, but you're not here to defend yourself. That's your own fault.
So fuck you. Those are the two I had. They're pretty heavy hitters, so it was a low hanging fruit for me.
Yeah, Independence Day. I mean, just a very easy one to
Mm-hmm.
pick. Just incredible. All right, mine. I actually rewatched this today. Team America: World Police.
Hell yeah.
This is a movie I put in our Letterboxd review. Maybe one of the most polarizing movies that I've ever seen, in the sense of like, you will know in the first 90 seconds if you're going to think this is hilarious or if you just need to walk out of the theater. Obviously directed by Matt Stone and Trey Parker. If you're not familiar with it, I'll just read you the plot synopsis. Popular Broadway actor Gary Johnston is recruited by the elite counterterrorism organization Team America World Police as the world begins to crumble around him, and he must battle with terrorists, celebrities, and falling in love. And the entire thing is done by marionettes. And actually, the first point I want to bring up, I looked up the MPAA rating for this film, and they gave it an R rating, saying, quote, for graphic, crude, and sexual humor, violent images, and strong language, all involving puppets.
The all involving puppets part, I think, is what gets me.
Like I know what I'm about to say. The sentence is going to sound weird, but it was groundbreaking, the puppet sex that they showed.
Yes, and I'm going to talk about that.
Really, it was cinematically groundbreaking, and it was fucking hilarious.
And on the DVD, there's an extended scene that involves Gary defecating onto Lisa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a little hot Carl, never hurt anyone.
Yeah, a little Cleveland steamer, just one for the road. My second point, the song in it, America Fuck Yeah, the word fuck is used 37 times. And again, I rewatched this movie today. I was alone on my couch laughing at this line. There's a line where they say, quote, America Fuck Yeah, so lick my butt and suck on my balls.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I don't understand why you're laughing. That's a very serious note.
I used to have like a sound clip of the whole dicks, pussies, and asshole speech.
Yeah,
I had it memorized.
You're taking my thunder because I'm getting to that at the very end. That it is an incredible speech. One, it's hilarious, but two, it's so true.
It makes so much sense.
It makes sense once you like break it down. It's amazing.
But the music in the movie is incredible. Like the montage song, look at the lyrics to that. It's so accurate, and especially for like late 80s movies. But also the Pearl Harbor song where they just take a dig at Michael Bay. I wrote down my favorite quote, I miss you more than Michael Bay missed the mark when he made Pearl Harbor.
That's solid.
The other question I had, could this movie even be made now? Like if we made fun of Kim Jong-un, and obviously the Film Actors Guild is incredibly offensive, like the way they use their acronym, like this could not exist in this climate, right?
Well, you saw what happened with The Dictator a couple years ago.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, and with the interview. They ended up releasing that on YouTube because...
Interview is what I meant with Seth Rogen, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it'd be the same...
Dictator a movie?
Yeah, with Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yes, okay, yeah. No, the interview is what I was talking about, yeah. My bad.
Yeah, I don't even think this film could exist now. So that just shows you how much the social climate has changed in 15 years. No one else that I can think of has tried to make a movie with marionettes. Obviously, like the Muppets are puppets, but do you guys know of another movie that has done this?
Pinocchio, kind of.
There was an NSYNC music video back in the day.
Ooh, fuck yeah. Do you think this could even work as a movie if it wasn't satire? Like, could someone make a legitimate puppet movie? Would anyone give a shit and go see it?
Probably not.
That'd be tough. Maybe like a Shakespearean play they could remake. Maybe.
Artsy fartsy.
Yeah. They might be able to pull it off, but it'd be really hard.
The opening scene of the movie is like a really, really shitty marionette in front of a really shitty, like painted background. And you think like, oh my God, is this the fucking movie? And then the camera pans away and one of the puppets in the movie is putting on a puppet show. So it's like,
it was Inception before Inception.
No, for real. And apparently, like, when they screened it for the studio, it started with that scene, and one of the studio execs just yelled out, "They fucked us." Like, Matt and Trey took their money and just laughed at them.
Fucked up.
Banner, a point I have for you. The score to this movie is legit incredible. It's really basically, it's all done as a parody to Armageddon. And specifically the scene where Gary vomits in the alley, it is so intense and hilarious. I thought you would appreciate it.
One of the best things about this movie is that obviously it's a parody, but yet they take it, and it's ridiculous, but they take it so seriously.
I know.
Like,
I think those are the funniest parodies.
Yeah. Like, they didn't just like, oh, we're out here to make you laugh. They actually went out to make a good movie.
It works. Yeah. I mean, it's dated. It's dated for sure, but it's fucking hilarious. A few other things. Obviously, the Film Actors Guild, which is making fun of the Screen Actors Guild, is a big part of the movie. like basically the hypocrisy and the cluelessness of how Matt and Trey perceive a lot of like Hollywood celebrities pushing their political agenda on people.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. And Alec Baldwin is made fun of a lot. Susan Sarandon dies pretty gruesomely. Supposedly, of all the actors who are portrayed as puppets, and this might not surprise you guys, the only one who took issue with them being in the movie was Sean Penn.
Really?
Yeah. Now he's made to look especially douchey and stupid.
Yeah.
But it's like,
is he banging Charlize Theron right now?
Wow, is he really? Good for him.
Someone fact check that for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Comment below.
Yeah, we need an intern because this is the time to look up. And then the puppet sex scene obviously is incredible. Dare I say, iconic in its own right, for better or worse. You'll never forget watching it in theaters. And I do remember,
absolutely iconic. Yes, as raunchy as it is.
Several families walked out, and it just keeps going on. Is what makes it funnier.
It's forever.
He jackhammers her like 3 different ways.
Jackhammer me.
Cock me. I think.
Very underrated movie.
The last thing is like Nate Thurman was saying is the pussies, assholes, and dicks speech, which of course is so true. And I thought it would be interesting to point out on Urban Dictionary, it's under the entry greatest speech ever. So
it makes sense.
You can't argue with
it.
The best part in it is when he says, let me look it up here. But pussies are only 1.5 inches away from an asshole. So basically he says, pussies aren't that different from an asshole, guys. And that's really all I have for Team America World Police. It's, again, one of the most polarizing films I've ever seen, but is anything more American or the 4th of July than America Fuck Yeah? Right?
That's right up there. That's like top 3.
The start of the America Fuck Yeah song has this insane drum intro. It's like like a G.I. Joe.
So my intern just got back with me, and you can tell how up to date I am on pop culture. Charlize Theron and Sean Penn ended their relationship in 2015, so
Okay, well,
I still think it's like 2003. So
doesn't mean they haven't put out a booty call.
3 a.m. Got a little Percocet in you.
Hey, this Sean, you up?
Sean who?
Oh, not
phone,
a good start.
Who dis?
Yeah.
Parmesan.
Okay. That brings us to the second part of our show, which is our protein shake, where we go around and talk about what is in our cup, also known as what have we watched lately. I have 6 things. Banner, how much do you have? Why don't you go second?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. So I'll go ahead.
How about we cut ours all in half? Like
okay.
Everybody gets 2 at bats.
All right. Well, I'll go. My first one you actually mentioned last week. I wasn't able to make the show, but Murder Mystery with Adam Sandler, and Jennifer Aniston. I wanted to hate this movie so fucking bad. The wife made me watch it, and I got more mad the more I watched it because I fucking loved it.
It's one of those movies. You and I, Adam Sandler is basically where M. Night Shyamalan was with us a few years ago, where it's like, you've had such a bad track record the last decade, you got to prove it over time. I could see you and I, if there was like a motion capture camera on us, we go from arms crossed to arms at our sides to like enjoying it to like sprawled out having a blast.
It's like at the beginning, he makes jokes and like, okay, they're funny. I wanted to giggle. I took like every ounce of my energy to not giggle because I didn't want to watch the movie. By the end of the movie, I was laughing hysterically out loud at some of the parts.
How good is Luke Evans?
What was your favorite laugh out loud moment of it?
I don't know. I think like part of it was just my mindset of I want to hate this movie so bad, but I'm not hating it, which made me laugh.
Adam Sandler and her taking the shrimp, the whole bowl of shrimp from the room was pretty fucking funny.
Grab the cocktail sauce.
Yeah.
Luke, pretty much the whole thing on the plane, like Luke Evans and Jennifer Aniston in the bar was pretty funny. I just love Luke Evans.
Yeah.
I don't know what is about him.
So yeah, watch that. Watch Moana again. the other day.
Solid.
No.
Yeah.
I've been standing at the edge of the water.
Yep. Me and Cycly actually had a conversation about this. Call us crazy. Moana has better music than Frozen.
Mm.
Okay. I don't think that's as insane a statement as you think.
It's not as insane. I don't agree.
Talk to my 4-year-old niece.
I don't agree with it, but
I think Let It Go is pretty overrated.
Let It Go is extremely overrated.
what about Do You Want to Build a Snowman?
I can't fucking stand it.
Well, is that just because you hate Josh Gad and he's Olaf?
That
could be
might
it.
have something to do with it.
Erroneous.
What about Elsa's song she sings when she's in the ice castle? When she's
That's-
building it.
That's Let It Go, isn't it?
Or is it like a
I may be thinking some. Damn it. I may be.
Now the song that Kristen Bell and the dude sing,
Finish
when
each
they
other
first-
sandwiches.
yes, that one. That one, I like that song. That one's fun.
Yeah.
But overall, Moana's songs are much better. I think The Rock sucked in that movie, but the songs were good.
I've seen it once. I really liked it. I need to go back and rewatch it.
It's definitely worth a rewatch.
Yeah,
It
I like
is-
how the ocean is like a character kind of in it. I thought that was pretty
yes, yeah.
So I haven't watched this recently, but I feel like this is another one of the. Actually, I don't think this is Pixar, but Tangled. I like Tangled.
Tangled's a great movie.
Is
Rapunzel
Tangled
story?
DreamWorks?
No, it's
think so.
Disney. Yeah, it's Disney, but it's not Pixar.
We
Right.
actually
It's
talked
it's
about
like
this,
Frozen.
Several months ago. Yeah,
We did talk about this. We talked about camping, I think.
possibly.
Gerard Butler is entangled, right? Because he finally gets to use his regular accent.
He might be. It's Mandy Moore and Zachary
Is he-
Levi.
Is he one of the thugs?
I think he's one of the thugs.
Oh, okay.
If only there was a device we could look up.
Yeah.
Only if.
Intern.
Yes.
It's a girl.
No, we established.
Doesn't look like we have Gerard Butler, but we do have Richard Keel plays Vlad. Now, who is Richard Keel? The only reason I know him, he is this guy from Happy
Holy
Gilmore.
shit! That's awesome.
Wow.
This is really bad podcasting, but he's the gigantic dude in Happy Gilmore with the
Well,
nail.
you know what else he's from?
Hmm.
James
He's-
Bond.
Which
Like
one?
one of the old James Bonds. He's Jaws.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Holy shit!
That's
I
it.
didn't know that. All right. We're splitting it in half. So what do I want to talk about next? I'll talk about this. I watched the entire second season of Girls Incarcerated, guys. We know I am
That's heavy
absolutely
stuff, right? You
I
gotta
am
fucking chill out.
absolutely fascinated by not only like those locked up shows, but this one is like girls, like teenagers in Indiana that are like robbing people at gunpoint, like addicted to meth at 14. They're legit in prison. And if you want to see like a darker side of society, I know it's 4th of July, so everything's happy, but if you want to see a darker side to America, watch that show.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's 6 episodes. I again was enthralled with the first season, so when I heard they were coming out with another one, I think it's really wrong of me to say I was excited, but I was looking forward to.
Does it follow the same inmates?
No, it's the same. It's the same prison, but so their sentences are like 6 months or 3 months or 9 months. Like,
Is it because
not-
they're juveniles? Is
It's
that
because
why?
they're juveniles, yeah. So they're not very long. So to like follow the same people is almost impossible. But it's the same people through the whole season, obviously.
I was worried if you said it was a lot of the same girls that making it really callous. Season 2, you like, let's say you liked a character like Amanda, you're like, oh damn it, she got out.
Yeah.
What
What I was curious about is, okay, they're on this show. What if you go and you see them on like one of the like real prison shows, like Locked Up or Jailbirds was the one when they did Sacramento County in California.
Is
like, they
Jailbirds
just
the
per-
one where those guys come in and try and like scare the shit out of the kids, or is that a
No,
different show? I'm
That's a
thinking of?
different show. That's Scared Straight.
Oh, Scared Straight. That's
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Jailbirds is another one on Netflix, where it's a county jail, and it's. I talked about the girl has monster tattooed across her eyebrow.
How much you getting paid for that sponsorship?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, Red Bull's like, damn it, we got outbid.
God
Wanted
damn
that
it.
wanted that forehead space.
Good news is she has another eyebrow. I mean, I'm just saying.
There you go.
Which that's smart because I make a lot of my energy drink purchases based on what inmates have tattooed on their face.
All right, you want me to keep going, or we want to break it up here?
Let's let Nate get an at bat. Nate, you can you only got 4. You
Thanks.
can do all those if you want, or you could do
Banner.
not all.
God, what an asshole.
Dick.
So what I've been watching recently. Um,
Kevin Costner, right?
hey, spoilers. God,
Okay, sorry, I got antsy. False
that
start.
isn't what I was going to get to first.
Okay, he exists though. That's all I'm saying. He's a person.
Yeah, so I I finally watched The Mule, which was great.
The correct version of the mule, not
The
the.
good one or the
Oh God, yeah,
the
I don't even.
Brazilian one?
I can't remember if I think we have talked about this on pod. Yeah, not the Australian one where the guy's smuggling cocaine in his asshole. And it took me 30 minutes to realize Clint Eastwood is in it.
Was there a specific scene that happened where you said this is not the right fucking movie? Like something that was like way more low budget than the Clint Eastwood Mule would be.
I can't even remember at this point.
You're like, they are really slow playing Bradley Cooper. We're like an hour in, he hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah, it was bad. I'm embarrassed to say that.
So how was the?
Go ahead.
How was the mule?
Oh, The Mule was great. Yeah, recently had a long trip where I was on a plane a bunch, so got the opportunity to watch a few movies, and that was one of them. But it was great. Clint Eastwood still amazes me. What is he, like 90 or like 80 something?
Did he direct that too?
Probably.
How does he have the energy to fucking do that?
Direct and act in it, and like he's still like very like cognizant of everything. I mean, he doesn't. He's obviously acting in high profile Hollywood movies, and he's
I
still.
barely have enough energy to like scroll through Instagram and take a shit at the same time.
We're too lazy to look up if Charlize Theron is fucking Sean Penn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's out here working probably like
Doubles.
20-hour days, which is insane. But watch that. I mean, I knew that was going to be great going into it. But yeah, Bradley Cooper was great in it.
Is it as intense as the trailer looked?
Some parts. It goes back and forth. There's some family drama that's brought in that is not really shown in the trailer, which gives a nice different aspect to it.
Okay.
But overall, yeah, it was really great. And then on the same trip, I watched Bohemian Rhapsody. Finally got that under the belt, which I thought was really good. Talking to some other people, a buddy at work who's a huge music buff, and he was not as impressed just because the I guess chronological order of things that happened didn't really happen in real life. I wasn't too brushed up on it, but overall, I thought it was entertaining. I don't know how much was factual, so that may trip some other people up. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good watch.
Now, Banner, help me out. I saw Bohemian Rhapsody too, and I actually liked it quite a bit. Banner, does Geiger hate Bohemian Rhapsody, or did he enjoy it? I can't remember.
I don't think he liked it.
I know he hates Brian May.
Yeah, I think he enjoyed it, but he didn't like it.
So I think one of the things that my buddy brought up was that what was the big concert they played, the AIDS relief or
Live Aid.
Live Aid.
Yeah.
That whenever they played that, they hadn't really broken up before. That was kind of like in their heyday, and I think they played it up for the movie for them like breaking up and coming back together just for that concert. So I think that was really the only factual issue that I heard. There may have been some other ones, but I thought it was great.
Yeah, apparently, so Bryan Singer directed the movie. I think he still has the director credit, but were you guys aware of all the controversy with him?
No.
So he was accused of molesting or having sex with a minor, like in post-production.
Jesus.
So he's basically done in Hollywood, obviously.
Wow.
Bryan Singer of the X-Men franchise. So he was kicked off the film in the editing room, and then a lot of people, this hurt some of the Oscar campaign for it, but a lot of people want his name taken off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then even Remy Malek said like it was a problem on set. I don't know if it like something happened with a kid on set also or what the deal was, but it was like riddled with controversy, which I don't know if this is credit to Bohemian Rhapsody and whoever their distributor was, but like I didn't know any of this during its Oscar campaign.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I also like Bohemian Rhapsody.
I've got two more. One is a little bit of a throwback, and I was actually texting the bros this weekend when I watched this, and I think I said a quote from the movie, and my wife had never seen it, and so I was like, "We're watching this tonight." Out Cold, Zach Galifianakis, fucking
Oh
a
yeah.
classic from me growing up. I feel like that was in the early aughts, like on Comedy Central all the time, and I grew up skiing a bunch, so it was really relatable. I didn't snowboard, but skiing still. We kind of got that culture of the this ski village vibe and all that kind of stuff. But fucking hilarious still holds up 18 years later. Um, some of the pranks that they pull in there, and Roy from The Office is in there, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So
the gay bartender.
the Thomas Lennon is in it too from Reno
Mhm.
911. David Keckner, of course, who plays Champ.
Lee Majors,
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lee Majors is in it.
yeah, he's
So
taking over the mountain.
Jason London is the lead character in it, and the only other thing I've really seen him in is Dazed and Confused. Like, why didn't his career take off?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like he would have been a great leading man in a ton of other films. I don't know if he just got, I mean, burnt out. I don't know how much he did, but seems like that may have been the case because I feel like he could have definitely propelled his career into something more.
And how many
But
times is Island in the Sun by Weezer played in that movie?
took the words out of my mouth. Anytime I hear Out Cold, that just starts playing in my head. Eh, eh. And then, God, I can't remember his name. Champ from Anchorman.
David Keckner, yeah.
Yeah, he's in it.
Who
Yeah.
I still don't know if I think he's funny or not, and I've seen him in 27 things. I'm
I
like,
don't want to think he's funny.
his funniest role is probably Todd Packer on The Office.
Probably true.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I feel like he's overacting in every single situation that he's in.
Well, like he's a comedic actor, but he's like the ninth funniest character in everything that he's in.
Yeah. But yeah, Out Cold, 2001. If you haven't watched it in a long time, go back and watch it. It still holds up. And the last thing, I believe Geiger actually told me a while back to jump on this, and this is what Hornacek was alluding to earlier. But Yellowstone, I jumped on the Yellowstone bandwagon. I'm not sure if either one of you two watch it.
I have not yet.
It's on
Hear good
Paramount,
things, though.
right?
Yeah, super random. So yeah,
I don't even know if I get Paramount.
you should.
Okay.
So you watch it
get
on
it.
Paramount, or do you use other means?
So you can download the Paramount app and use your provider to log in there and watch it. So I caught up in like a week. They got one season of like 10 episodes, and then they just started season 2. And they're 2 episodes in. It is fantastic. Paramount, they must have spent some money on this. So they have Kevin Costner. Obviously, that's going to be a big budget buy there. But then you've also got really the only other person that I recognized was Wes Bentley, who plays Jamie Dutton, which is
Okay.
yeah, which is Kevin Costner's son. Which the only thing I really know him from, which was a fairly big role in and of itself, was from the Hunger Games. He played Seneca Crane. But then talking to some other people, there have been some. I think Cole Hauser, who plays Rip Wheeler,
No way.
in Dazed and Confused as well. Another
Sold.
Dazed and Confused reference. But Beth Dutton, who's played by Kelly Riley, so Kevin Costner's daughter, she is fantastic. She is quintessential crazy whore, but she can manipulate the best of them. And she's maybe one of my favorite characters on there. She's just batshit crazy, but she knows exactly what she's doing, and she's usually the smartest, most manipulative person in the room at the time.
It also
But-
has, just looking at the cast here, Danny Houston, Banner, Stryker from the X-Men series.
Just saying.
This dude is in fucking everything.
But
He plays Dan Jenkins on the show, it says.
yeah, oh yeah, he's he plays kind of a business mogul. But yeah, just a little short synopsis. They're in Montana. Kevin Costner owns a huge ranch up there, and there's some other people trying to come in and take the land. That's kind of just the
Now
gist.
I heard that like it was only supposed to be one season, and it did so well that they were like, "Oh, we're gonna retrofit a second season into it." Did you feel like that at the end of the first season?
I don't know when that was decided, but I don't.
Like, did season one
I
end
feel,
where
I
you
feel
were
like
like,
they could have ended in season one. Um, Now that I think about it, some of the things that happened in the later episodes, I was kind of surprised in episode 1 and 2 of season two, what happened, and who was still a relevant character at that time. Um, but it's really fantastic. It's great. Kevin Costner is amazing in it.
dude, this
Um,
is like a really good cast for a TV show on an obscure channel.
yeah, Paramount. It's weird. Maybe this is like the second coming of like AMC, because AMC came out with Mad Men and Breaking Bad and all these other. Uh, well, I guess Better Call Saul now. So they've come out with some heavy hitters on the TV side. So maybe Paramount could be the next big one.
Please
But,
tell me that Cole Hauser's what's his name? Rip Wheeler is a villain in the show.
oh yeah,
Fuck
100%.
yes.
Yep.
That's how I like my Cole Hauser, my
So
Carter.
I'll leave with this and mark my words. In the next like 2 to 3 years, you're going to start seeing people posting on social media that they're going to Montana because of this show. Like people are going
Wow.
to, this is going to be a destination now. Bozeman, Montana, Helena, and all that. People are going to start going up there because of the show, because of the scenery and everything. Which I've heard good things about Montana, but I think this is really going to trigger like the tourism up there too.
So it takes place modern day, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. All right.
We need
That's
more modern westerns. All right, I'm going to check that out. All right. I have AMC A List. They don't pay me to plug their service, but
They
it's
should.
great. You get to watch 3 movies a week, and it's $12.99 a month. So basically, I pay for one movie ticket a month, and I get to watch like roughly 12 movies in a month if I want to. And the great part about this one, a lot of these apps you have to like fucking be in the theater to book the ticket. This one I can book them all in advance. I can reserve my seats. They can be IMAX, they can be 3D, whatever. So like I don't have to be there to do it. So basically I've been seeing a lot of movies in theaters, but I'll actually start with 2 movies that I didn't watch in theaters because that's how bad segues work. I of course watched Team America: World Police, which my thoughts are at the beginning of the show. It fucks. And then Geiger and I did a movie commentary on the 1967 Jungle Book. So I'm not sure when that's going to come out. Banner, what the fuck is that text message?
What? What's that?
I'm not sure when Jungle Book is going to come out, but it was a blast, man. The animation in Jungle Book is really good for being done in 1967, and I think a lot of it inspired, like it looks almost exactly like how the lions are animated in The Lion King, which I thought was interesting because I know before they did The Lion King, it was like a lot was talked about how the creators in Disney like went to study actual lions, and I'm like, well, whatever you fucking learned, you already knew because the animation looks the same.
Yeah, I saw some pod notes, and I saw that it was 1967. I was like, that was really done in 1967. I was really impressed that it was done that long ago.
I
Yeah.
don't think I realized that it was that old until you said that.
Yeah,
It's interesting because as Geiger and I get more drunk throughout the middle of the movie, we start to really poorly remember when certain Disney movies came out.
Cinderella, 1995.
It was in the 30s, but like
Yeah.
we were getting fucking confused, man, and it's kind of a hilarious train wreck. And then also we realized that Baloo might be a candidate for the Broforce Squad Hall of Fame. I mean, all he fucking cared about was eating bananas and scratching his back.
Love it.
Pretty fucking bro.
Trade that with pounding beers and scratching my nuts, and I'm in.
Right. They're synonymous anyway. It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Last one I'll say before I toss it over to Banner. I saw Welcome to Marwen, the Steve Carell movie from last year, and I gotta say, man, Robert Zemeckis directed this. Also did what was your fucking movie you talked about, Nate? Sorry, forgot.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's
And of
paying
course-
attention now?
Of course, did
I
back.
just don't know directors.
But Welcome to Marwen, I thought was pretty bad. It was just like a desperate Oscar bait. I didn't think Carell was good. There's even like a makeshift DeLorean in the movie. It's like so pandery and it just doesn't go anywhere. And it's long. It's like an hour 58 minutes, and it was. I can't in good conscience recommend it. I had pretty high hopes for it, and I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? How does this suck so much? If someone else out there likes it, I mean, all power to you, but explain to me how, because it just went either way over my head or I got it and it was fucking stupid. All right, Banner, why don't you finish off your protein shake?
All right. So next thing we watched, put it on with the little one, Spy Kids.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the original?
Please tell me it sucks now.
Guys, it is god awful in all the good ways.
Well, I was never really into Spy Kids in the original, so
It is so like you if anything is convenient for a plot, oh yeah, let's just throw it in there.
Give me an example.
Like, oh, our parents are spies, but we have to, before we go to school, do an obstacle course. I don't understand why we have to do this. Next scene, our house is getting broken into by thumbs. These obstacle course skills are suddenly come into play.
I love it.
of course.
Yeah. And like all of a sudden, 5 seconds after they like learn their parents were spies, all of a sudden they know how to do spy stuff. It's a lot of fun. It was so bad, but I found myself like, hold on, I have to go in the other room, pause it real quick.
And I think they only get worse. I believe at the end, Sylvester Stallone starts playing the villain.
I think you're right. I think that's Spy Kids 3D. And that's not like the good kind of 3D we have now. That was still the kind where you have to like wear the green or the blue and red glasses.
Who's the villain in the first one? Is it Alan Cumming, Nightcrawler?
No, it's Pee Wee Herman.
Oh my god.
Really?
Intern, fact check me on that.
Why can I not remember names today? Who plays Pee Wee Herman? I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure it's
effort. No, it is Alan Cumming. Fuck you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll
Vegan
go.
Poop.
Who did you think Pee Wee Herman is in this?
I don't fucking know.
Tony Shalhoub's character?
Floop.
Floop?
That's Alan Cumming.
Yeah, Vegan Floop, Alan Cumming, bruh. Robert Rodriguez wrote and directed this. How much money was he paid to do that?
Jesus. So yeah, Spy Kids. That was a thing. Next thing I have to talk about. I've been fairly locked into the U.S. national soccer teams. I'm going to specifically, mainly because today it happened, talk about the women's national team. Their celebrations have been savage.
Yeah. Like dancing on your opponent's grave level savagery.
Yeah. I feel like Thurman was doing like the lips closed, like he hasn't seen or doesn't know yet.
No.
What?
The tea sipping.
The tea sipping. Okay. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, your pinky wasn't out, so I was.
And then everyone said, or not everyone, some fucking idiots on Twitter were like, "She's smoking a blunt. That's offensive."
No, she's drinking tea.
She's drinking
dumb
tea.
As shit, and should not have access to the internet. That's what you think that is.
They have been absolutely savage with their celebrations the entire tournament, and I love it. There is nothing more American than just shoving it down your throat that you lost.
It's not enough to beat someone.
No, you have to beat them when they're down as well.
Correct.
With all that being said, they are a fantastic team. What they've accomplished, trying to go back to back. They have like an 11-game win streak in World Cup matches, and they've only given up like one run this year or this World Cup.
One run.
I'm a little drunk, guys.
Oh my god! I don't think they've given any runs. Have they, Thurman?
Yeah. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun. If you guys haven't watched, the finals are, I believe, on Sunday. You guys should watch that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is I Am Mother. You guys seen this on Netflix?
It came up. I was kind of intrigued.
Okay. I was very intrigued. It's got Rose Byrne and Hilary Swank in it.
But Rose Byrne is just a voice, right?
She is a voice of a robot, yes. It's good. but I'm not gonna lie. I've tried to watch it 4 times and I keep falling asleep.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So it's one of those movies I like it, but I haven't actually finished it yet because I keep falling asleep. I don't know what it is about it. But basically, what it's about is androids or machines take over the world, and this one machine makes a baby, like a human baby, and raises this baby till she's a teenager, and that kid thinks she's the only human alive out there, and she's about to make another one and basically repopulate humans. When Hilary Swank's character knocks on the door with a gunshot wound from another robot, and the girl lets her in, and I don't know how it ends. That's as far as I'm at.
Great story.
Okay. Do we know how the robot made the human?
Science.
Okay. I'm
She's
assuming
got-
that will
checks
come into
out.
play.
Yeah,
Checks
they've
out.
got like weird. It's like it's almost like how the clones in Attack of the Clones are made. They're just like in these little like cartridge things, like an embryo, and she just like slides it in this Game Boy thing, and out comes a baby.
This Game Boy thing.
I'm turned on and not turned on at the same time.
Right. What's happening to my inside circuits?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening.
I don't know. And then
What
I'm
is
just
that?
gonna tease my protein shake for next week. Even if I watch other stuff, this is the only thing I'm gonna talk about. Just gonna throw that out there for next week.
So confusing, yet I think it is enticing in a weird way. All right, is that all you got?
That's all I got. Light week.
All right. 3 things that I saw in theaters thanks to AMC A-List. I saw Men in Black International, and I hate to keep it on a negative streak, but I rarely say this, but this was a movie we really did not need, guys. And for the first time in my life, I did not find Chris Hemsworth charming. It just seemed like he was really desperate.
Shut your mouth.
Dude, it hurts me to say this. Tessa Thompson's great in it. Emma Thompson is great in it as well. Liam Neeson's even pretty solid, but dude, Hemsworth was just like desperate for laughs, and it was kind of painful to watch. And I told Ben in this off pod, I really only like the first Men in Black. Check out the movie commentary that Nate Thurman, Derek Fisher, and I did on it. All the other sequels have really just left me like, I think this thing's bled dry after one. Because the whole like cool concept of it is the guy who comes into the world and doesn't understand it. Once he knows everything, it's like not as fun. And even though they tried to replicate that in this with Tessa Thompson, that's really only like the first 20 minutes of the movie, because even her character has like, she's hunting down the MIB because she knows what they are. So it's, I guess they didn't want to do like a Force Awakens, A New Hope type reboot reimagining, but
Yeah.
But they should have.
there's nothing here, man. We don't need any more of these movies. Like, there's just nothing about it excites me, sadly. I get no joy in saying that.
Horns may know this or have seen this from his time in New York, but I was recently up there and walked by the Men in Black headquarters, or the outside of it that was shot.
Oh, I don't think I've
It's
been
by
there.
Battery Park.
Okay, I used to be in that area.
It's just
Interesting.
it's a big cube building.
Did you walk in and they had the massive speaker and the guy sitting there with the pug?
I didn't get to that point. I was walking by and some tour guide said that random factoid, and I was like, "Oh, thank you. Here's a quarter for that fact."
Were you on a tour with him, or did you like?
No,
walk-
I just walked by and randomly heard this lady say that, and I took a picture of it.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's very random.
Another movie that I saw that I actually really liked. It's probably going to be one of my top 3 movies of the year so far, and that is Yesterday, directed by
Yes.
Danny Boyle. Yesterday. Danny Boyle is a badass. He did Slumdog Millionaire. He did what the fuck is the Christmas movie? I Love You. Oh my god. What's the movie with Liam Neeson? Love Actually.
Love
Jesus
Actually, yes.
Christ.
God damn it.
People at home are like, God damn it!
Son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he did Love Actually.
It's been a rough show for us.
It has, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
But I really, really liked Yesterday. It's a cool concept. I love original ideas, which are harder and harder to find these days in Hollywood. The music's awesome, and there's some really cool kind of twists and turns at the end. And there's one scene that I won't spoil that is so fucking cool to just kind of imagine if that happened in real life.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is without saying it?
No, I haven't seen the movie.
No, I have no idea.
Oh, I didn't know if you had read anything about it. But yeah, it highly, highly recommend seeing Yesterday. Really quick too. It's like an hour 30 minutes.
Oh,
And
nice.
another movie that I saw that I was excited about, and dude, I don't know what it is this week. I just saw a lot of shitty fucking movies. It was The Dead Don't Die. Are you guys aware
It's
of this?
with Bill Murray, right?
Is it?
And
Bill
Adam
Murray,
Driver.
Adam Driver, Selena Gomez, Danny Glover. It's a horror comedy about a zombie invasion in a small town in somewhere in the Midwest. And two things that just did not fucking work with this movie. Tilda Swinton's in it too, actually. Number one, a lot of breaking the fourth wall in ways that just wasn't funny. It just you guys are trying really hard. There's one scene where Adam Driver says, "Oh, I think this is going to happen," and Bill Murray says, "How do you know that?" And Adam Driver goes, "I read the script."
Okay.
And then Bill Murray goes, "You read the script? I only got my scenes." And they keep this dialogue going. I'm like, dude, this isn't working. Stop. But I think the thing I like least about it, and the crazy thing is I actually agree with the political message, but dude, this movie gets really, really political. And it turns into a save the planet, global warming. A massive part of it is centered around that. And while I completely agree with what they're saying, I don't want to see that in my movies, man. We've said it over and over. Don't beat me over the head with a political message. I want to have fun, and that's not what happened.
Over it.
Right. And the ending is just absolutely ridiculous. It's just so fucking weird. So if you liked The Dead Don't Die, again, I feel like I'm shitting on a lot of movies this week, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. I don't like what I saw.
That's just how the cookie crumbles.
All right, before we move on to the end of our show, Banner, I think you had a question that you wanted to ask everybody.
Okay.
That sounded like a woman who's trapped in a soundproof basement trying to get help.
Do you even lift, bruh?
And that is our question and answer segment. Do you even lift, bruh? Are we?
Right. Right.
Okay. We're losing listeners.
And see.
Oh my god. All right.
I'm out of breath now.
Our question this week comes to us from Tanashi at Max Z Goof, whom, by the way, Tanashi, I love your avatar or your profile picture on Twitter because it's Max from A Goofy Movie. And he asks, what are the most overlooked movies of the first half of the year, and do you think any of them would have benefited more from a Netflix release instead? So, Nate, we'll throw it to you first. Any movie that you think was overlooked or did not get the credit it deserved, and do you think it would have been better on Netflix?
Yeah, the one that I don't know if it's been overlooked. I know there's a fair amount of people who are kind of into it, but it just doesn't get the hype after I watched it. I haven't heard a buzz around it, but I think Booksmart,
Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde. I was blanking there. Olivia Wilde directed comedy, which is being compared a lot to Superbad, which
Would
in
you
its
agree?
right, huh?
I was asking if you would agree with that.
Oh yeah, definitely compared to Superbad. It's basically the girl-female version of Superbad. Now Superbad, obviously very iconic in its own right, so I don't think this could live up to it. Now, with that being said, I still thought it was a great movie. I thought Olivia Wilde did a great job. I'm really excited to see what she does coming out after this because I think this will give her a big platform to go into another directorial role. But it just hasn't got the buzz that I thought. But I really thought she did a great job in it. There were a lot of funny moments. And one of the things that I really hadn't thought about until now, I mean, we all love Superbad. We all get the jokes, get the humor, and all that. There's some
like a
newer,
cock dick?
like a cock dick. Drew a lot of cocks. People don't forget. We could go on. We
It
could
was like
we could
8
go on.
years ago.
It was 8 years ago. People don't
You're
forget.
getting that ball, Seth.
Luckily, my cock is located on my back.
Funny thing about my cock, Jules.
It's located on my back. But I think.
Stupid.
Hey, we're blood brothers.
Anything else?
Oh, sorry. You did this. I
You
mean,
started this.
Oh no, I'm not complaining. Please keep going if you have funny.
my
quotes.
ex-wife, who was a whore, by the way.
But yeah, Superbad, fantastic, and that was kind of in the prime of our, I don't want to say adolescence, but formative years. So we got a lot of the jokes. There are a lot of what I feel are like newer style jokes, and they use, I guess, like newer forms of technology and stuff and jokes in the movie. So I really think maybe someone in like their early 20s really are going to like this movie and really cling on to it. But with that being said, to get back to the point, I still thought it was really funny, really well done movie, and it just isn't getting the buzz I thought it was going to get.
Yeah, and I think so. Last year, Geiger and I said was the year of the comedy. It came back. We had Tag, Game Night, Super Troopers 2, Deadpool 2. This year, the comedies have really struggled, and I think it's because streaming services are the rom-com is back in a big way on streaming services and the regular comedies. It's just if you're going to pay to go to the theaters now, it's typically like a blockbuster movie, and so maybe that is kind of what hurt this. But
to the Twitter question's point, I think it's kind of almost a rhetorical question to this point. Obviously, it would have helped if it would have gone on Netflix because they have such a wider base that they're hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's just going to click on it by happenstance.
Or Netflix is going to shove it down your throat because that's what they do.
That too. How mad does the autoplay make you guys?
A lot,
like a 7.
You know what's starting to piss me off?
7's
is a
pretty
bit of,
pissed off though.
Yeah,
that is pretty pissed off. Like a 10 would be like Hitler.
It's actually out of
invades
47.
Poland, and a 7 is.
It's actually out of 47.
Yeah, you guys didn't know my scale.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't know what the
18 out of
scale was going
47.
off of.
It's starting to piss me off where like when you're scrolling through titles, if you fucking stop on a title for 0.6 seconds, it plays the whole goddamn trailer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, will you shut up?
Sometimes there's spoilers in there. I don't want to know. I want to go into it blind.
If anybody knows if that's a setting you can turn off, let us know.
Yeah, we're
I
probably.
mean, I'm not going to go search for it, but if you tell me about it, there's like a 42% chance I'm going to.
You're getting
turn it
weird
off.
with the numbers.
Well, Banner loves making up statistics. It's a well-known fact.
There's two kinds of statistics out there: the ones you make up and the ones you look up.
True story.
I have never heard that. Is that a saying?
Yeah, it's Thurman did a cryptic quote in college and gave it to me, and I still have it.
You were good at those cryptic quotes.
Keeps the mind fresh.
If the Zodiac Killer comes back and sends me something, you're the first fucking person I'm calling up.
Prevents Alzheimer's.
The fuck? Banner, how about you? Movies that have been maybe overlooked this year, and do you think they could have benefited from a Netflix release?
So I have a 1-year-old, so going to the movies is a luxury that I don't get to experience as much as I used to. So I think Endgame is the only movie that I've actually gone to the theaters this year to see.
Don't downplay your daughter's age. She's a year and a third.
Excuse me.
Yeah, she's like sprinting around the house, so it's,
Sorry. Yes.
she can take care of herself.
And I actually, yeah. So that's the only one I've actually gone to theaters in. But I think The Kid is a movie that would have done really well on any streaming service, as opposed to putting it out in the theaters.
That was the Chris Pratt Western, right?
Chris Pratt, Dane
villain.
DeHaan, and Vincent D'Onofrio, I believe, are all in it. D'Onofrio, I believe, directed it as well.
Oh, nice.
But I think that, again, Netflix has proven that kind of these period pieces. If you guys don't know, this is about Billy the Kid. Dane DeHaan plays Billy the Kid in the movie. But they've proven, like with Highwaymen and The Dirt, that they can do these period pieces really, really well, and they do well. So I think it would have been that's one that would have been better to have released through that platform.
And I could be wrong, but I think that came out the same weekend as Captain Marvel too, which
I
at the
think it
theaters is like it's not gonna happen, dude.
Yeah.
So
The theaters is for artsy fartsy, or I want to see some shit blow up.
Yeah, proving your point. I love Chris Pratt and I love westerns, and I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, and if it was on Netflix, I guarantee you would have watched it already.
Yeah, I completely. Now that you mentioned this, I remember this coming out, and I was like, oh, I need to see that. Haven't thought about it since.
Yeah, because like to spend the time to go to the theater, it has to be so premeditated that like it has to be like something you mark on your calendar, right?
Yeah.
For like a movie.
Yeah.
Because the days of like spontaneously walking up to the theater, like, what do you want to see? I mean, to me, that's like that doesn't happen really.
Well, and I don't know about you guys, but we're fucking spoiled here. We pick our seats now. Like it's not just you walk in and you have to like find an open seat. You're like, oh, there's two right here. Oh, somebody took one. Like,
the rat race is over. The purse on the 4 seats, we're saving these. Like that doesn't happen.
No, you're not, Becky.
Yeah, get up, Karen.
It's always a freaking Becky. You're so right.
Yeah.
God.
And you're like, there's no way you even have 4 friends, let alone save 4 seats. The one I'm going to say is very similar to Thurman's, and it's that movie Long Shot with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. And just kind of the same reasoning, because I thought it was hilarious, but the comedy movie, I mean, I still get it's good for date night, but date night now is on your couch with a bottle of wine and some takeout sushi, right? And it got good reviews, but I think it would have, like, a lot more people obviously would have seen it if it was on Netflix. But more so than that, I just think the comedy, people talk about theaters dying or whatever, as home theaters get more advanced and people have like badass fucking TVs. I don't think theaters will ever be dead because, like Banner said, the Avengers Endgames and the Godzilla vs. Kongs I'm always going to want to see on a massive screen.
Yeah.
But certain types of films, like comedies, and Netflix has figured this out, like so much of their original content now are like rom-coms or comedies. Those are going to be the ones that I think are just their revenue model is just going to make more sense on streaming. And this, I think, is like one of those movies. I know they don't cost much, but it's a lot of money to distribute this shit, like to send it out to all these theaters. So I think if Long Shot was on Netflix, it might be what has the Netflix viewing record this year, Banner? Murder Mystery. Like,
does it really?
Yes, it's the most viewed Netflix movie ever, I think.
Holy crap!
Now, really?
Is it the best movie ever? No, but like that. Right. If that movie was in theaters, there is no fucking way I'm paying to see Adam Sandler on a big screen.
Was it better than Ridiculous 6? Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Ridiculous 6, but yes.
Don't.
You're not. I didn't need that's I very rarely don't make it through an entire movie. I could not make it through that whole movie.
You lost me at Taylor Lautner. And that, Banner, you saying that, didn't you watch Sherlock Gnomes 2?
Yes.
A few episodes ago? You need help. I think I asked Banner, oh, did you watch it with your daughter? He goes, oh, she was there for like part of it. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So I don't know if guys know the exact number, but Sandler obviously signed a Netflix movie deal. What was it, like 5 or 6 movies?
Well, yeah, and then he re-upped it.
He re-upped again.
So I think it's like in perpetuity. It's like until he dies, he has to.
I think actually, Murder Mystery is the first one on the new deal. I may be wrong.
So I feel like he's only put out.
Well, I don't know that they're the Happy Madison movies.
For every one of those stand-up specials he did, we get a Sandy Wexler and the Cobbler. You know what I'm saying?
So, have you? I know this is like just jumping off topic, but have you guys seen a stand-up special on Netflix?
I have not. I know you've raved about it.
I actually heard it was good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Watch.
So, assuming that was his last release, and before Murder Mystery, that's 2 in a row then that he's gotten right.
Yeah.
So based on the M. Night Shyamalan grading curve, he might be back.
He might be. We'll see.
Don't tell Geiger, but Adam Sandler might be back. Heard it here first. All right, before we let the people go for our 81st episode, Nate Thurman, the American Hero, anything you want to close with on this 4th of July episode?
We're just gonna end this by saying that me and Horns are about to head down on a little couples retreat to visit a friend in a city nearby. To
God,
just
could you be more vague?
Yeah, I'm gonna be as vague as possible.
Maybe you're going to Las Vegas because we're being so vague.
Me and Horns are heading down. Gonna have a little, I don't know, 4-day weekend. Gonna get drunk.
Be
Gonna
drunk
see
the whole
some
time.
fireworks.
Gonna see all the fireworks. Gonna get drunk and celebrate America.
So I'm excited and looking forward to that. That's all I got on the agenda.
Same. We got a lot of good snacks for the road trip.
Hell yeah.
Banner, how about you?
I'm just saying, don't take Joey Chestnut this year.
No.
He lost last year, didn't he? Or did he win last year?
That's bold.
I'm pretty sure he won last year, but don't take him. Just saying.
I mean, the hot dog eating contest is a lot like Harvey Dent's thoughts on Batman. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I.e. when Kobayashi stormed the stage.
True.
Yeah.
All right, for the mad scientist Brian Banner, the American hero Nate Thurman, I'm the mayor Jeff Hornacek, and we are the Bro Force Squad podcast. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. Have a happy, safe, and a drunk 4th of July. Please follow us on Twitter at Bro Force Squad. Check out all of our reviews on letterboxd.com. Type in Bro Force Squad. That's 3 separate words. Put those same 3 words into iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube, and subscribe to us there, and check out everything that we do on our website, broforcesquad.com. Till next time, we will see you at the movies. See you next time. I'm listening to that song now.